Have you ever woken up one day and thought, this isn't working anymore? Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your marriage. Maybe it's your routine, or just this nagging feeling that there's more out there for you. Maybe it's your body, menopause that's kicking in, or your aging body, whatever it is. That, my friend, is your Shero's journey calling you. So I'm Lauren Kinghorn, and today I'm sharing secrets to reinventing yourself in midlife, because it's not just a makeover, it's a transformation. And I happen to be a transformation life coach. So I'm here to help you. So stick with me, and we're going to answer that call together. A few years ago, I was right where you might be now, feeling stuck, a bit lost, like my life was a puzzle with missing pieces. That discomfort that you're feeling right now, that's your call to adventure, from the hero's journey, or as I like to call it, the Shero's journey. It's that whisper saying to you, it's time to reinvent. It's time to find a new me. It's time to shift my identity. For me, it was becoming a transformation life coach so that I could start teaching this journey and diving into my own reinvention, which I have done multiple times in my life, let me tell you, and finding what lights me up. So today I'm walking you through the steps that worked for me and countless others, practical, heartfelt steps to help you go from stuck to soaring. Woohoo! Let's go. So, how do you reinvent yourself in midlife? It's not about flipping your whole life upside down overnight. It's a journey with steps you can start today. Let's dive into the top tips that actually work, woven into the Shero's journey framework. First, you've got to get honest with yourself. Do a little life audit. Grab a journal and type this in the comments right now. I want you to rate yourself in these key areas. So the first one is your health or vitality. So how are you doing in your health and vitality? Give yourself something out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. So 1 would be you feeling sick, like you're nearly on your deathbed. Hopefully not. I hope that is not you right now. And 10 would be that you're feeling absolutely vibrantly, radiantly vital and healthy. Rate your career, your purpose, whether you are living your purpose work in your career, whether you feel that it gives you meaning and satisfaction, how satisfied you are in your career. So rate that on a scale of 1 to 10. Obviously, 1 would be you absolutely detest your career that you've chosen, or your job, or whatever it is you're doing right now, and you really want to change right away. And number 10 being that you absolutely love it, you would never change, you're doing your purpose work, you feel like you have meaning, and you're really thrilled with the life that you're living right now and everything that you're giving back to the world. And then the third category is your relationships. How much connection do you have? So on a scale of 1 to 10, how connected do you feel to your partner, to your parents, to your children, to your friends? How much connection do you have, and do you feel loved? Do you feel that you get to spend a lot of time enjoying the company of the people around you, ones that you live with? How does that feel to you? On a scale of 1 to 10, just put those down in the comments. I'd love to hear how you're feeling right now. And where are you thriving? Where are you just like meh? Just really not enjoying life. For me, I realized my career was, I loved what I was doing. I loved what I was doing. I was a digital entrepreneur, and I was doing a lot of interesting interviews, and I was enjoying doing the posts on my websites. But something shifted in me around about COVID time, when I started doing A Course in Miracles online, when I started realizing that the things that I really cared about, things that have always interested me my whole life, which is basically holistic healing, mind, body, spirit healing, wellness, and well-being. And those were not in any of my websites that I'd been building for the last few years. And so I was probably at about, in terms of my happiness levels are always high, they're about like a 9. But in terms of my satisfaction with where I was at in terms of meaning and purpose, I was probably at about a 6. Yeah, maybe somewhere between a 5 and a 6. So ask yourself in your life, what's working? Who's in your circle? Who's in my circle? Do they lift me up? This audit isn't judgment. It's your map to what needs to change. This is your calling, your call to adventure, and see it as an adventure. But here's where you might hit that voice that says to you, I can't change now. I've messed up too much. It's too late for me. Stop that right there. Self-forgiveness is essential in this process. You are not going to be able to reinvent yourself if you are beating yourself up. So please, please, please do whatever it takes to forgive yourself for what has come before, and know that anything can turn around. Let me give you hope right now that whatever it is that you're wanting to reinvent inside yourself, whatever identity shift that you are looking to have, it is possible to change. It is more than possible to change. Somebody before you has had something similar to what you are experiencing right now, and they have managed to shift. So know that it is possible for you to do that too. And it starts with this piece, forgiving yourself. And while you're at it, stretch that forgiveness out, spread it around a little bit to those nearest and dearest to you that you might be holding any resentment towards. Just start forgiving everybody, and you'll find that your world will start to change just from this one step. So let go of any guilt you have over any past choices that you've made, whether it's a career you stayed in for too long or a dream you've shelved. I had to forgive myself for ignoring this spiritual side of myself, if you want to call it that, this healing side of myself for so many years. I had to forgive myself for going off in a completely different direction, thinking that was the way to go, and letting go of this side of me that is such a big part of me. I was a massage therapist for 10 years in my 20s, full time. And after I gave that up, I kind of forgot about that part of me. And as a transformation life coach, mostly working online now, I get to do those kind of things, but just in a different way. And I do have some clients who come to me as well still for treatments, or again, I've opened that up again as well, which is also very nice. Write down one thing you're holding on to, and you might want to write that in the comments as well. Write down one thing you're holding on to and say out loud, I forgive myself. Maybe I should do an EFT session on this for you at some point, but we're about to run our 5-day longevity challenge. So let's see what happens in that. If you haven't joined the Reinvent Playground yet, do come along and join our 5-day challenge, which is probably going to start this coming Monday. So let's start with this forgiveness piece. I forgive myself. It's like dropping a heavy backpack. When you let go of all the guilt, you really feel lighter and ready to move forward. It's just like, that's how you want to feel when you let all that guilt go. And I can help you with that. Now you're committing to change. So you've decided you're moving on to the next stage of the Shero's journey. So this is normally how the Shero's journey or hero's journey works, is that you first get this call. The call is the dissatisfaction that you're feeling. And then at the beginning, you don't heed the call. You kind of, I don't want to do this. I'm not ready for this. You put it aside for a while. And then it starts knocking harder. Let's say, for example, it was a health thing. We were talking about career just now, but let's talk about health for a change. The first little thing that might get knocking is you might be getting headaches, and then you might have a little bit of shoulder aches and pains. And then fast forward a couple of years, and that turns into arthritis and crippling arthritis, and you're in pain all the time. Or maybe it's that you get a little pang in your heart one day and you feel like it's maybe just a stress attack, and then that turns out to be a heart attack. few years down the line. You really don't want to leave it to that point before you heed the call that there is dissatisfaction, whether it's in your body, your career, or in your relationships. You don't want to get to a breaking point. Ideally, you want to heed the call before that. But there is going to come a time where you do heed the call, and that's when you commit. That is a really important turning point in your Shero's journey. The day that you actually commit to change, you commit to reinvention, you commit to shifting your identity. And that's when you're going to want to get crystal clear on what you want. So again, you might need the journal for this. You might want to just put something in the comments if you like, but picture your dream life. Picture, what is an ideal day going to look like for you? If you're not living your ideal day every day right now, what would an ideal day look like for you? So sometimes that's easier than picturing your ideal whole life, or whatever feels easier for you. So what do you see yourself doing? Is it painting a beautiful picture in a sunny studio? Is it starting a new business? Is it traveling around the world, either solo or with your partner? I've got this dream of traveling with my son and walking the Camino with him. So for me, I started envisioning myself doing what I'm doing right now, talking to people, teaching, creating, but creating content about what I really, really cared about: mind, body, and spirit healing, and coaching people, helping people through their own transformations. And so, yeah, that's what I do now. And I get totally lit up by that. And I wrote down a vision of the things I wanted to do: write a best-selling book and travel the world doing motivational talks and book signings. And all of these things are going to come to pass. And I know they are now, because so much else has already come to pass. But just writing down those things, writing down what is possible for you and what you're going for, is the first step to you actually creating it. So when you write it down, you're saying to the universe, you're saying to yourself, I believe this is possible. I believe that I can have this dream life. And you've got the seeds of something. And so write down all the possible selves that you would like to become. Maybe you want to write it down in every sphere, in the health arena, your wellness, your well-being, as well as in your purpose work, your career, and in your relationships. What do you want in each three of those main categories of your life? And write down the versions of the possible new you that most excite you. What would excite you? How do you look? How do you sound? What kind of clothes do you wear? What kind of home do you live in? What kind of car do you drive? Whatever it is that floats your boat. What kind of pets do you have? What is it that excites you? I remember years ago, before I had the reinvention of me actually becoming a mom, for years I dreamt of becoming a mom. I envisaged having this child. And there was a day when I did this beautiful program with my friend Siri, Your Ideal Day. She's an amazing healer. She took us through a whole process where we went through this ideal day experience, and we did ritual cleansing, we deep meditation, and then we started to write and journal. And the things that I called in, I have all of them. I wanted a home by the beach. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have dogs. I now walk on the beach with my dogs and my child. Obviously, I wanted to be married. And all of that, I got all of them. It's just amazing. So it starts with that dream. It starts with that dream. You heed the call, you pick the dream, and then just choose one that you want to start with. Choose a reinvention that you want to start with right now. And if you want to start with a reinvention that is your health reinvention, come into our 5-day longevity challenge. You're going to learn so much there, and we'll probably touch on all the topics anyway. So just come and join it. And don't try to fix everything at once. Don't try and fix everything at once. Prioritize what lights your soul on fire right now. Right now, whether it's career, whether it's health, whether it's relationships. Start living that vision in small ways now. Maybe it's a workshop that you want to do, or a morning ritual, whatever it is. Reinvention means getting uncomfortable. You want to go beyond your comfort zone, because everything, your beautiful life, everything that you want for your life, that you desire most, lies beyond your comfort zone, lies at the end of your comfort zone. You are going to have to get uncomfortable. And it is also going to be a lot of fun. But because there is going to be parts that scare you, that is why you might want to be looking for a mentor to help you through this. So I can take you through your own Shero's journey process. I have a whole process mapped out that I often do when I start with a client. And that could be a session you might want to do with me, for example, to see if you want to work with me. Or you might want to just come and join us in the Reinventors Playground. Whatever feels right for you. But I know one thing, comfort kills your growth. Try something that scares you a little bit. Maybe it's a new hobby. Maybe it's a bold career pivot, even ecstatic dance, whatever it is. I have signed up for so many courses to do so many things. I have done things that absolutely terrified me at the beginning, like going live on video. And now I love doing live videos. I love them. Studies show that average career change happens at 39, at 39 years old. Proof that it is never too late. That is the average, but let me tell you that I know women who started much later. There's a beautiful story. I should get the details of it. Louise Hay's story. Maybe in a future video, I will tell Louise Hay's story. I heard it the other day when I was on a book writing challenge with Hay House Books, of course, her company. But I think that they said something like, she wrote her first book when she was 50 something, and she created Hay House Publishing when she was also in her 50s. Now, isn't that an amazing success story? And then she lived into her 90s building Hay House Publishing and writing multiple books after that. I'm sure most of you have got somewhere in your shelf or have had it at some stage of your life. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, with all those little lists of the different emotional causes, potential emotional causes of certain illnesses. Absolutely amazing. And that book was an out and out bestseller, and she wrote it in her 50s. So it's never, never, never too late for you to go down the road that you plan to go down. Think back to what it was when you were younger. I remember when I did The Artist's Way with Julia Cameron, and we had to, right at the beginning, in the very first day when we started our sacred circle of girls all doing The Artist's Way together, I think there were 7 of us. All of us were in tears that first day because what we had to do was talk about our dreams as a child. And all of us realized that we weren't really living the dream that we had for ourselves as a child. And one of my dreams was to become an author, and it's going to happen. It's absolutely going to happen. Probably still this year. I have a book up my sleeve. I've got 2 half-written books, and I have a book up my sleeve that I would like to write before the year is done. So it is never, never, never too late. Ask yourself right now, what's one bold move? Because you're not going to do anything, right? You're not going to do anything with this unless you do something today. So ask yourself, what's one bold move I can take towards my dream today, or this week, or this weekend? Whatever it is, try and take one bold move as soon as possible. So go on, take a course, volunteer somewhere new, or update your LinkedIn profile, because that is where you put your online CV. Whatever it is that is going to excite you and inspire you and make you feel passionate again. Each step that you take builds courage. And you need allies on this journey, starting with yourself. You need to be your own ally. So please silence that inner critic that you have and say, I am enough. And I think a great way of doing this is to go and stand in front of the mirror and say, I am enough. I am more than enough. I am absolutely fantastic. I am wonderful. I am doing amazing things, and I'm going to do even more amazing things. And the best is yet to come. That's like our sort of tagline at the moment. I might change it sometime, but at the moment, it's our tagline. So if you got to this point in the video, please type in the comments, the best is yet to come. I would love to know if you made it to this point. And celebrate all the little tiny wins. Celebrate every tiny win that you have, like sticking to a new habit for a week. One of the habits that I created for myself is doing meditation every morning. And It is not a chore for me anymore. It is just something I do. As I wake up, I lie in bed for a while before anybody else wakes up or gets up, and I just spend some time meditating. Now, meditating sounds quite a mission. It's like if you've never meditated, but all you need to do is focus on your breath. You can just focus on your breath. And the easiest breath you can focus on, I learned about it this week doing a hypno breathwork training. And all you do, it's called cardiac rhythmic breathing. Cardiac rhythmic breathing. And what you do is you just take in breath, you breathe in for the count of 5, and you breathe out for the count of 5. Breathe in for the count of 5. When I say the count of 5, 5 seconds. So I would go in my mind 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, because that's how I was taught to do seconds, right? So breathe in for 5, breathe out for 5, and do that 30 times. Because once you've done that 30 times, you have done it for 5 minutes. Try that out. 30 breaths, 5 minutes of in and out. You're doing 6 breaths in a minute. So to get to 5 minutes, you need to do 30 of those breaths. And why this is so important is that this is the healing breath. It mimics the earth's breath. It mimics your heartbeat. That's why it's called cardiac rhythmic breathing. Cardiac rhythmic breathing, because it mimics your heart. It mimics the earth. And so it is really, really powerful. And most people are breathing. He told us in this program, a guy named Fabian Wesselink, who was teaching this program, he told us that most people are breathing at about 10 breaths per minute. And the healthy breath is 6 to 8 breaths a minute. And if you have high anxiety, you're probably breathing at 16 breaths a minute. If you want to make your parasympathetic nervous system dominant, you need to bring down. So when you make your parasympathetic nervous system dominant, it brings down your stress levels. It brings down your cortisol levels in your bloodstream. And so you start to feel healthier. And that can be incredibly, incredibly healing. So just sharing that tip for now, because that's something you can do every morning. Create a new habit. I created the habit of meditation, and it has absolutely transformed my life. I am calmer. I am more relaxed. In fact, I do it a few times a day, and that's part of the positive intelligence program, but more about that another day. And sticking to these goals that you set for yourself also has an added effect of building your confidence. You become more confident if you are able to be true to your word to yourself. It's amazing what that does for you. So self-care is a non-negotiable. Just so you know that now, it's non-negotiable. Prioritize sleep. I said that in my video yesterday. Prioritize movement, journaling. Find your people. Really, it's so important to find your tribe, to find people who are like-minded. That's what you're doing here on this YouTube channel. That's what you do in the Reinventors Playground. You find a tribe of people who are going through exactly the same thing you are, going through a midlife reinvention. And that's the whole point of community. It's a place where you can belong, where people will understand exactly what you're going through because they're going through something similar. So do come and join us in the Reinventors Playground. And another thing that will help you is to find a coach. It doesn't have to be me. Find a coach or a therapist, someone you can talk to, someone who understands reinvention. It might be someone in our reinvention circle, in the Reinventors Playground. It doesn't have to be me. Like I said, there are a number of experts already in the Reinventors Playground, and I'm going to be interviewing each of them. If you are also an expert in something that you're doing, I will be interviewing you in the Reinventors Playground. Everybody will get a turn where you will get highlighted and spotlighted so that people will get to know you, so that we'll really truly become a community. It's just not just me talking to you, it's you talking to each other, vibing with each other, getting to know each other. It's a circle of women and connections of people that really understand each other's journey. So who is in your corner right now? Who's in your corner right now? Reach out to one person this week who inspires you. One person who inspires you and is in your corner. So now it's time to explore a little bit, test new passions with low stake experiments. Like maybe you want to try a side hustle, maybe you want to try a pottery class, maybe you want to try some mentoring or some coaching, maybe you want to try a different way of eating or a different exercise regime. Maybe you want to try intermittent fasting, or you want to try high intensity interval training. Maybe you want to try some yoga, whatever it is. And you might want to try a personality test like the Enneagram to uncover your strengths. Or you might want to take the positive intelligence saboteur assessment. I will put that down below. That is also really interesting, where you find out what it is that's been holding you back. Come and have a session with me. I offer a free session for 30 minutes when you first come to talk to me, to see if we're a good fit, and also to see what your saboteurs are, and so that you can really get clear on what has been holding you back, so that you can get some quick win in that 30-minute session. So come and do that. I'll put a link to my calendar so that you can come and join me for a session. In fact, I can give it to you right now. It's laurenkinghorn.com/book-now. I didn't want to call it book because when my book comes out, when my book comes out, then that's what will be under the thing that says laurenkinghorn.com/book, right? So leave a little note in the comments. What's one thing you're curious to try? One thing. I'd love to hear. And finally, you will start living your reinvented life. Big changes take time. So please, please, please don't think that you're going to just go into a complete identity shift straight away. It does take time. So be easy on yourself. Know that there is a process to follow. Big changes take time. Sometimes they take years. So plan for all the changes and persist. Just keep persisting. Expect some setbacks. They're part of the journey. I had roadblocks moving into my coaching. I'm always overcoming roadblocks. They say a setback is an opportunity for your next comeback or something like that. Accept that the setbacks are going to be there. Accept that the obstacles are going to be there, and you're going to smash them. You're going to smash them. And one of the things that can keep you going is gratitude. Gratitude. Journaling every day about the 3 things that spark your joy, that make you happy, that make you feel good about yourself. I've got a little joy jar here that I started creating, and you can see it's got all these different things in. Each color page is about a different thing. So blue is about relationships. Green is about wealth and business and career and purpose work. And yellow is about health and wellness. And pink is my red letter days, the little miracles that happen, little triumphs. So I created this little joy jar at the beginning of the year. And every time something amazing happens in terms of any of these things, health, wealth, relationships, and my red letter days, the little miracles that happen, I pop them into the joy jar. It's so much fun. So how about trying something like that? That could be just a fun little thing you could just do. Why not? Align your time with what truly matters to you. Maybe it's volunteering. Maybe it's creative pursuits. Maybe it is running or walking on the beach. Maybe it's traveling around the world. This isn't about perfection. It's about a life that feels like you, aligned with what you love, a life that lights you up. So what's one step you'll take today to live your purpose, to light you up, to have something that you can pop into your joy jar? So answer that call, heed that call. It is your time, and I am cheering you on. It can get messy. And if you're in the messy part, I am here for you. Just know that. But it's also beautiful. Just like us, we're messy and we're beautiful all at the same time. We have our upsides and our downsides. We have our up days and our down days. And that is totally, totally normal. But I can tell you that reinvention is possible at any age. So there you have it. That is your Shero's journey for midlife reinvention. And don't forget, if you're walking this path right now, I'd love to hear your story. I'd love to feature your story in the Reinventors Playground. And all of those features will also land up here on this YouTube channel for all of those who are happy to have it go public. But you have to be part of the community to be featured. Lots of love and have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.